There's a TV fan theory that I want to talk about because I absolutely love nostalgia and I love a good conspiracy theory. So, you remember Family Matters, the TV show about the police officer and his family who lived in Chicago. They had this neighbor who was quirky and weird and annoying and oddly funny. You know who he is. Um, this police officer, he went by the name of Carl Winslow, right? And this fan theory, I love this. This fan theory says that in the early 80s, this police officer started out as a jail guard in New York City. And then at some point, he moved his way up the ranks and then became a police officer. And he had a family in Chicago. And then at some point, he moved or worked in California. First, he was working in Cypress, California. He worked with Scott Turner, and he went by the name of David Sutton. And then somewhere in that time frame, I don't know if it was before or after. Somebody let me know if you know the exact timeline. But somewhere after that, or before that, around there, he was working also in Los Angeles, in California, in Los Angeles, and he went by the name of Al Powell. And then, of course, he went back home after all that, because, I mean, if you went through seeing ghosts everywhere, seeing a guy being thrown off a building and the building exploding, and a police officer who was undercover and hiding from terrorists, and then, like, if you saw, and then a police officer who was a dog, like if you saw all that, you'd probably want to go live a quiet life and try to get away from everything, unless you had a crazy neighbor. Anyway, the theory says that all of those characters are the same person in one universe, which means at some point in that universe, there's a police officer going back and forth who's trying to track down and make up with his wife, and he's stopping terrorists left and right, and he's driving at some point off of highways on a motorcycle onto like a helicopter and doing all these crazy stunts. And that, like, John McClane and Scott Turner both live in this one universe, and it's Family Matters, which means, here's a bonus thing, which also means that in the Full House world and the Step by Step world, John McClane exists also, and so do Ghostbusters. Have you ever seen any of those TV shows and heard them talk about there was ghosts in randomly in New York, or there was a police officer dog, or there was a terrorist in Los Angeles? Like, all of those are, in this fan theory, they're all connected. What do you think? First, give me a rating for Family Matters, because I give it a 22. What is your rating on the show on a scale from 1 to 22? 22 is the best. Have a great day, and don't forget, nostalgia rules.